this tour story isn't all that wild, but to me it was crazy and it was a moment for me. So to me, what always really blows me away is when you're meeting with these quintessential artists, these people that have influenced the world, and you're discovering their vulnerable points, their virtuous, humane characteristics that they have. Because you always see these dudes as hard. Hip hop's hard, you know. When you see these moments, to me, those are the craziest moments, or the illest moments. So I remember when we were on our bus with Ghost, we'd always talk about stories and all that stuff, and he would tell me, he was like, you know, it's crazy. He's like, man, when Wu used to tour back in the day, everybody had their slow jam tapes, and everybody would just play their slow jam tapes and we'd be competing for who had the illest, like, old R&B slow jam type shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, that's dope. That's dope. Because I always say to people, when hip hop cats try to diss the notion of R&B, it's just so ignorant to say, like knowing, and you know, contemporary R&B is one thing. I could get where they're coming from, but to diss old, like, it's just, it makes no sense because hip hop is so much based on that. But anyway, that's another story. With Wu, they used to have these tapes in the bus and they always would battle. And, you know, we was talking about that. So at that moment, you know, I was like, all right, you ready to go? And I pulled out my, I had my laptop with me, so I just had mad music. And we're just playing, I'm just showing him mad, like, ill R&B shit, and we're just going crazy. So it ended up me being this R&B DJ. Because, I mean, literally, it's crazy. Most of the music I listen to is just old R&B. That's most of the music I listen to, old R&B and old soundtrack stuff. I'm just playing hella heat. And what happened was that at that time, Ghost was like, you know, man, I ain't had a drink in a long time because he had stopped drinking, you know, and he was just cleaning up and everything, you know, and he was like, I had a drink in a long time. He's like, you know, let's celebrate. Let's all have a drink, you know. So he was drinking, and then it's crazy. And I have this all on film too. We just all started singing, bro. So we was doing the William Devon, Be Thankful for What You Got. So we're all singing that, and like Ghost, like, is singing, I mean, Killer Priest, like me, you know, my band, we're all just singing, you know. And it was a vulnerable moment because people don't see Ghost like that. You know what I'm saying? But he's just such a good dude. You know, it's the first time, actually, I would say people really saw Ghost in that nature, or one of the first times, is his Action Bronson diss, with him having the R&B in the background. When I was right there, I was like, that took me back to that bus. I was like, they don't understand why he's talking over that right now. They don't understand why he's rhyming over Delphonics, La La means I love you. You know what I'm saying? They don't get that, but that part of Ghost I understand. That's his soft side on the inside. You know what I'm saying? And that was a moment for me.
Winning on him, niggas was jumping from tables, from dressers onto his back, doing wrestling moves on him.
So our saxophone player got fired by Mr. Brown. He couldn't play on the song, so he was just standing there like, okay, I guess I won't play. So at that time, like, me and Raphael was just like, oh God, is he gonna tell us not to play?
And those new obstacles that I'm more concerned about are minority competition. Less about being oppressed by the majority and more about minorities having conflict within themselves.
We've been just recording and filming our journey, because I was always just a filmaholic. I was always just film, which now I'm glad I've been doing it because we have hundreds of tapes.